Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome along to lesson 92. I invite you to gently close your eyes down and land into this holy, sacred, beautiful day and to begin this day together. So dropping your awareness in, connecting with your breath. Noticing the gentle rise and fall of your chest and of your abdomen. And then we'll make our offering. We begin this day in gratitude. We open our hearts and we surrender to love. We ask love to lead the way through the minutes and the hours of this new day. We welcome joy, fun, and abundant prosperity. We recognize that all encounters are wholesome and that all experiences can be met with a peaceful heart that is anchored in the truth that we are one, that we are love, and that we are free. And we release these words, and so we let it be. Okay, so here we go. Miracles are seen in light, and light and strength are one. The idea for today is an extension of the previous one. You do not think of light in terms of strength and darkness in terms of weakness. And that is because your idea of what seeing means is tied up with the body and its eyes and brain. Thus you believe that you can change what you see by putting little bits of glass before your eyes, just as I did. And this is among the many magical beliefs that come from the conviction that you are a body and that the body's eyes can see. You also believe the body's brain can think. If you only understood the nature of thought, you could only laugh at this insane idea. It is as if you thought that you held the match that lights the sun and gives it all its warmth, or that you held the world within your hands securely bound until you let it go. Yet this is no more foolish than to believe the body's eyes can see and the brain can think. It is God's strength in you that is the light in which you see, as it is God's mind with which you think. God's strength denies your weakness. It is your weakness that sees through the body's eyes, peering about in the darkness to behold the likeness of itself. The small, the weak, the sickly, and the dying, those in need, the helpless, the afraid, the sad, the poor, the starving, the joyless. These are seen through the eyes that cannot see and cannot bless. So this is quite a strong paragraph. And what we're asked to recognize is that we don't have the full picture. We don't have the full understanding. We're only looking at what we see on a surface level. We're not looking beyond that. And so with our limited vision, we have these judgments. And, we just, all that we're seeing are these projections out there. So strength overlooks these things by seeing past appearances. It keeps its steady gaze upon the light that lies beyond them. So within every situation and every circumstance, there is still light to be seen. It unites with light of which it is a part. It sees itself, and it brings the light in which yourself appears, capital S. In darkness, you perceive a self that is not there, so you feel small and puny and weak and helpless often. And, we even say that I feel helpless. I don't know what I can do. Strength is the truth about you. Weakness is of idol, falsely worshipped and adored that strength may be dispelled, and darkness rule where God appointed that there should be light. So, when we bring the light into circumstances and situations, it literally illuminates it and gives us ideas of what to do. So particularly when you look upon things that are challenging for you, if you bring the light in, the helplessness disappears because it illuminates the situation and you get guidance as to what is yours to do. Strength comes from truth and shines with light its source has given it. Weakness reflects the darkness of its maker. So the ego makes this darkness, makes up these stories that block out the light. The ego is sick. So meaning that the ego is off. You know, it's really not getting the full picture. It's just this learned stuff that we have. And it looks on sickness, which is like itself. So everywhere it looks, it thinks there's something wrong and that things are going wrong. So what we want to do is recognize that things are right and going right and give our time and attention to that. And where mind goes, chi flows and form follows consciousness. So if you start to look on the rightness and the goodness, you get more and more and more of that in your growing awareness. Truth is a savior and can only will for happiness and peace for everyone. So remember, this isn't just about you showing up as this individual in this body that you think you are. This is about everyone knowing peace and happiness. It gives its strength to everyone who asks in limitless supply. It's endless, this. It sees that lack in anyone would be lack in all. And so it gives its light that all may see and benefit as one. Its strength is shared, that it may bring to all the miracle in which they will unite in purpose and forgiveness and in love. And you know, when Jesus performed miracles, when he looked at Lazarus, he didn't look at Lazarus as dead, as that dead body lying there. He looked at the spark of life, the God within, the aliveness of Lazarus's spirit, and said, "Get up and walk." When he looked at the lame or the crippled, that's not what he saw. He saw their perfect health. And that's how the miracles occurred. So if you know anybody who appears ill to the body's eyes, close those eyes down and visualize that person in their perfect health, in their perfect strength, full of vitality, full of divine life force energy. And that's how you bring healing. And that's how you pray for wellness. So the light of strength is constant. It doesn't go out. It's not like a candle. You can't blow it out. It's as sure as love and forever glad to give itself away because it cannot accept to itself. No one can ask in vain to share its sight, and none who enters its abode can leave without a miracle before his eyes or their eyes, and strength and light abiding in their heart. Weakness fears and it attacks and hates itself, and darkness covers everything it sees, leaving its dreams as fearful as itself. There are no miracles here, only grievances. It separates itself from what it sees, while light and strength perceive themselves as one. The light of strength is not the light you see. It does not change. It does not flicker and go out. It does not shift from night to day and back to darkness till the morning comes. It is forever light. It is forever bright. And if you're following along with your book, you will have noticed I mixed up those two paragraphs. I said the wrong one before. Anyway, it's okay. You got both of them. So this strength in you will offer you the light and guide your seeing so that you do not dwell on idle shadows that the body's eyes provide for self-deception. Strength and light unite in you, and where they meet, yourself stands ready to embrace it as its own. Such is the meeting place we try to find and rest in. For the peace of God is where yourself, God's child, is waiting now to meet you itself again and be as one. So we're going to give 20 minutes twice today to join this meeting and let yourself be brought onto yourself. So let the small I meet the big I. Its strength will be the light in which the gift of sight is given you. Leave then the dark a little while today, and we will practice seeing in the light, closing the body's eyes and asking truth to show us how to find the meeting place of self, small s, and self, big S, where light and strength are one. Morning and evening we will practice thus, and after the morning we will use the day in preparation for the time at night when we will meet again in trust. Let us repeat as often as we can the idea for today and recognize that we are being introduced to sight and led away from darkness to the light where only miracles can be perceived. I will repeat this story several times throughout the course, that the man who wrote Amazing Grace was a slave trader. He couldn't see. All he saw was bodies that could be used as slaves. And through divine intervention, he saw the light. He began to see through the light. And that was the strength that he had when he started to see that these people were God's extensions, that they were love, and that they were to be valued not as a commodity, but as the light of the world. And this is what we were being invited to do here in this lesson. So we're going to take a little bit of time, eyes closed, light and strength are seen as one. And just be really with this knowing that there's so much more to see and to know. So I invite you to close your eyes down, drop in, just rest into this. The possibility of seeing in light, the power and the strength of that. How that could carry you through your life. When you're ready, gently bringing your awareness back. What came to mind there was this a beautiful young homeless man that sits outside Centra and O'Connell Street in Limerick. And he just came into my head. But, you know, that invitation that goes with this lesson is to judge nothing. You know, make nothing wrong. Don't judge it. But rather than feel helpless, ask what's yours to do. what's mine to do in this situation? And one of the greatest things that you can do and dignity that you can give another human being is to see the light in them. And that's exactly what this lesson is inviting us to do. Have a wonderful day.